to the very first episode of Going Gutierrez. I know you as well as us, we have just been trying to stay sane through this quarantine. Who knows what day we're on at this point. You might have seen Mama G and I, we did a little song at the kitchen table about a week ago, I think. And so many people loved it. They, really loved her. I was just an extra at this point. But a lot of people wrote to me and her saying, we want more, we want more, we want more. So we were talking and we thought, let's do something with our time and energy. So here we are. The Gutierrez family, my God, it comprises, I think, 17 of us, if I'm not mistaken. There's probably 3 more on the way as we speak, who knows. So you'll be seeing some of them throughout this episode and the show. Today's episode, we have Papaji making an appearance. He has a really cool story. You don't want to miss that. We will be in Mama G's kitchen. I'm already salivating. I can't wait for that. Mama G is going to be with me. And baby Isaac, little Isaac will be making an appearance later on. Who knows what he has up his sleeve. And we might even have some family singing. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Here we go. All right, it's time for our segment that we call Let Me Tell You. Today's episode is featuring Papaji. Say hi, Dad.
Hi.
All right, so this is kind of controversial for some of our friends and family from our, how we raise our circles in the church. Tattoos is like, it can be kind of taboo sometimes. Well, my dad, the evangelist, Reverend here, has a tattoo, believe it or not. Some of you may know, some of you don't. Show him, Dad.
This is my tattoo.
I don't know if you can see it. It's about 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But it says, tell them what it says. Tell us about it.
It says El Lion.
It's bilingual.
Yeah, it's bilingual. El. It starts out like it's going to be all Spanish. El Lion. So it's like...
Why did you decide to go bilingual?
I didn't know too much Spanish, so it ended with El Lion. So
you didn't realize that lion in Spanish is with an E.
Exactly. León. So that's pretty much how much education I had in Spanish back then, or lack thereof. So that's the thing about, I was 16 years old when I got the tattoo. And for those of you that are in church and growing up in church, we don't do tattoos and all that stuff. So just to let you know, at that time, when I was about 16 years old, I got the tattoo. I wasn't in the church, wasn't raised in the church. I was pretty wild out there, and I was pretty wild and out of my mind too that night. So
This is back in the streets of San Jose, right?
Back in the streets of, like we used to call it San Jose.
And that was that your street name or what?
What it is I had a friend, a gang member that I looked up to, and at that time, believe it or not, I had a lot of hair. I mean, I had hair to spare. Yeah, that rhymes.
And a beard, right?
Yeah, and a beard, and my hair was in a goatee. My hair was in a ponytail.
At 16?
Yeah, I was blown up early. But I had a lot of hair, so my gang member friend told me, you look like a lion. Your head looks like a lion. So there, it stuck with me. Every time he would see me, hey, lion! Every time my friends would see me, it got attached already to me. I was called the Lion. And a funny story is, already when I'm in the church, fast forward, 20-something years later, I'm in the church, and church is over. We're going downstairs into the kitchen to eat, and we're all going down there, we're all mingling, it's loud and all that, and I hear out of nowhere,
Now you're a father, and right?
I'm a father, I got
You're-
kids,
you're
I'm
minister
I'm a
in the church now.
minister, yeah. And I hear, all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, lion!" And I couldn't believe it. I stopped in my
Did your heart
tracks.
drop?
Yeah, and my heart dropped, and I'm like, who knows me as Lion? I hadn't heard that for 20-something years. And I turned around, and it was one of my old friends that I had run with in the street. And sure enough, that's how he knew me. He didn't know my name. So he just called me by Lion. So that's the funny story. It stuck with me.
So the interesting thing is, I knew years ago that I always, I wanted to get a tattoo, and my parents were like, over my dead body, you are not getting a tattoo. So I planted the seed, and it took about 2 years for that seed to finally germinate, and for my parents to be like, you know what, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. That was my mom. She said, you know what, Aaron, and she had to raise her voice too. I said, Mom, I want to get a tattoo. And she's like, at this point, she'd already heard about it. And she said, you know what, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. So it is what it is. So I tried to get my dad to go with me, but he didn't. So here it is. So we're basically twins. It's the identical. His is just faded, but yeah. So this tattoo just means the world to me, because you know, people ask me what it's about, and it's just like, it's such a rich, long, amazing story about my dad not having a father, not being raised by his dad, and growing in and out of the foster care system, going from house to house, living on the streets. And I mean, the stories that they tell, my parents, of their childhood, it's night and day from how we were raised. And so fast forward years later, now he's a father of 5 boys, and you know, we are far from a perfect family, but one thing that we can say is we honor our parents and the way that they raised us, and the you know, the amazing people that they are. So in 2 words, that's what this means to me. In 2 words, that's what this represents. His story, where he came from and where he was to where he is today.
And now you know you're part of the cat family. I started out a little kitty cat. I ended up a lion. Then I started from a lion to serving the lion from the tribe.
Hey, okay. And that's today's episode. That's today's segment of Let Me Tell You with Papaji. Thanks, Dad.
Bye, everybody.
All right, we're here in Mama G's kitchen, and here she is herself,
Hi
Mama
everybody,
G.
welcome to my kitchen.
She's already got her apron and her little chef hat.
Are you going to join me today in the kitchen?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, because you have to wear it.
my hair.
I don't want any hair in my golden milk.
Have to wear this?
Yes. We're making golden milk today.
We need a mirror in here.
You don't need a mirror, it's not about fashion, Aaron. Okay.
Wait, what are we introducing to people this week?
I'm making golden milk.
Ooh, okay, I'm a big fan of this.
And
I like this.
golden milk is really, really a healthful drink. It's very beneficial because it helps with inflammation. They say that it can help manage pre-existing conditions like arthritis, heart disease, and so on. And
Inflammation, all you bloated people out there, this is for you.
no, people with arthritis, you know,
So
and
what did I miss? You put in some non-dairy milk.
Stop interrupting. I'm
Okay,
talking.
but you forgot.
Okay, but
go.
you're just rushing me.
Okay.
Let me just. This is my kitchen.
Do your thing.
You're the guest. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Anyways, the golden milk calls for either unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk, but make sure that it's unsweetened. And it calls for a tablespoon of coconut oil.
But you put vanilla.
I also put vanilla. I put a half a teaspoon of vanilla. I put the 1.5 cups of almond milk. Now I'm putting the coconut oil in. It also calls for turmeric, which is
That's the
honestly
main
your main ingredient, the turmeric.
all-star ingredient.
And it's half a teaspoon of turmeric. Now you want to make sure that when you make this, Aaron, I mean he's used to me making it, but
I made it once.
I usually make it to last us at least 3 days. That way he's not bugging me every night that there's no turmeric milk made. Or, I'm sorry, golden milk. Also calls for ground cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon.
I'm a big fan of cinnamon. I'll put cinnamon in everything.
Yeah, cinnamon has its benefits also. There's a lot of benefits to cinnamon. And it also calls for a pinch of black pepper. So you just want to put a little bit, not too much of the black pepper.
Okay.
So we've already added our milk, our coconut oil, our vanilla, our ground cinnamon, our pepper, and our turmeric. Cool. And you can also add, Aaron's not real big on sweets, but you can add monk fruit or stevia.
I put monk fruit in mine.
Okay, to give it a little sweet. It helps. That I almost forgot was my ginger. And it calls for a 4 teaspoons of ground ginger.
She's got fresh
but
ginger.
because I like it so much, I add fresh ginger.
We keep it fresh.
Now this is something, like I said, I like to keep it
Here
at
you
least
go.
enough for 3 days for Aaron and I, so that I'm not having to make it every day.
Looks delicious.
And I would warm it up. I mean, you can drink it cold if you'd like.
She drinks hers right before bed.
Yeah, I drink mine right before bed, so I like something hot before I go to bed. And honestly, it does help me to sleep better.
Okay, let's taste it. Cheers. Let's see.
Really
You guys,
good.
okay, so let's describe it. It's super creamy. Love it. It's like spicy, kind of like chai. Reminds me of chai. Spicy, it's creamy, it's delicious. We haven't even sweetened it. And
No,
it's
we haven't
delicious.
sweetened it.
All right, mouth-watering moments with Mama G.
Mouth-watering moments with Mama G.
Hi, everybody.
Stay tuned for what comes out of her kitchen next on Cheers.
You almost broke my cup.
Okay, so let me introduce this segment that we are calling Isaac's World. And this kid, let me tell you, is a character. This is Isaac's World.
Yeah. YOLO.
It's time for the water bottle opening karate kick challenge. Here we go. This is stupid. It makes no sense. I have to open this water bottle. I have to open this water bottle with my foot doing a karate kick. It's probably gonna obtain a fungus, and whoever drinks from the plastic is gonna die. You know what? I don't care. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah. YOLO.
All right, we're going to sing you out of this episode. And Mama G came back to help me.
Hi, everybody.
It just so happens that we're actually filming this on Easter. So hopefully you had a great Easter in quarantine. But perfect for this Christian holiday is an old song that we grew up on. It's an old hymn of the church called The Old Rugged Cross. My brother Isaac's on piano. We're going to sing you a chorus of that. Here we go, Isaac. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross.
Bye, everybody.